It's been a while since I've gone over diabolical texts, and today I've got a doozy for you. It's a maniac melting down over mayonnaise, blowing a gasket, going ballistic at his girlfriend because he believes that she has tampered with his mayonnaise, and even goes as far as to lightly accuse her of trying to poison him through this new state of matter that he found the mayonnaise in. He's a 46-year-old gentle sir, tip the fedora, who's a big mayonnaise enthusiast that really thinks he stumbled across a grand conspiracy here that his girlfriend is at the helm of. We begin our journey into madness. He says, "Funny how all the Hellmans is liquid state. Ideas?" This is clearly confusing to her because it reads like a fucking riddle. She says, "What? What does that mean?" "Lived on my own since '96. Never seen that. 2 separate bottles." I love the way he says that, lived on my own since '96. That's like some shit you'd hear from like some washed up loser who's like, "Yeah, as you know, I was the quarterback that led my high school football squad to the state championship in '98. Go Warthogs. I could have been pro if it wasn't for that damn case of athlete's foot." She then asks, "Are you talking about mayo?" Which he responds saying, "Bravo. What a fucking douchebag. This guy is turbo dweeb." And then she says, "So we went all day not fighting and you're ending the night fighting over mayo. Okay." That's a pretty sad message because it sounds like they fight all the time. He then gets his monocle out and begins his interrogation, connecting the pieces of this puzzle like it's fucking LA Noire. "Super weird you disappeared when you dude. And both of them melted in the fridge. I have samples." This man's got the beakers out and he's mixing chemicals, testing the viscosity and the compounds within the mayo. She then reminds him that she doesn't eat mayonnaise and then asks what melted. And he just says, "Inver seen anything like it, going to bed." What in the world are you talking about? Great question. Try to answer tomorrow. Weirdo is speaking in riddles. The timeline is all cattywampus, so he's saying that it's odd she disappeared at some point. I don't know what he even meant by that. He said that she disappeared when dude. I don't know what that means, so I'm guessing he thinks that when she wasn't like in the room with him, she must have been contaminating the mayonnaise and liquefying it for some reason. What an unhinged theory from a dangerously stupid goober. I wonder if he also goes to the fridge and freaks out when he sees that his expired milk is a little chunky. Does he accuse his girlfriend of foul play then too? Like, "You harlot! You chunkified my milk! These are cyanide crystals in here! You want me dead!" Like, how can he be 46 years old and not understand that mayonnaise is an emulsification of oils and egg, and sometimes that shit can just separate? Mental break, I guess you're having. Nothing you're saying makes sense. First mayo, now something about melting? How's this? I use Hellman's mayo regularly, as you know. I know the viscosity. Oh, what is this guy? The fucking mayor of mayonnaise? This guy a mayonnaise sorcerer? A wizard? He understands it inside and out? He's like a spokesperson for Hellman's. He's like advertising the shit out of this product. Both containers are literally liquid. Nothing else has melted in the fridge. And she says, "And I did this?" He says, "I didn't." And she replies with a gif just calling him crazy. Which he is. He is crazy. She didn't do it. You didn't do it. It's something that happens to mayonnaise. You've been living on your own since '96, boofing mayonnaise for fucking 46 years, and you don't understand that mayonnaise can separate. I feel like even if someone explained this to him, he would just disregard it because he chooses not to believe it. He would rather believe that his girlfriend is trying to kill him through liquefying his mayonnaise. It's scary that people can end up at a point like this guy. Does he also go outside and shake his fist whenever the wind blows because he doesn't understand who's making the wind blow? "I'd been planking leftovers for late dinner all night before tomorrow starts a new week. Then mayo came out like soy sauce. That's a first. Then the other container did it. Never seen that in my life, even when mayo is left out." Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He's got the magnifying glass out and he's looking at the footprints and he's starting to piece together what's happening. And then she says, "And you're blaming me. I don't even eat mayo. Case in point. And I'm crazy." I don't even know what case in point he's talking about. Like, exactly. You don't eat mayo. Checkmate. She then wants just like full clarification on what he actually thinks is going on. So she says, "What is it exactly you think I did?" And he disregards that, just saying, "I'm going to sleep." "Hey, Buster, don't forget to check under your bed for the boogeyman that's sabotaging your mayonnaise." Melted mayo. Sabotage your mayo. Wow. Good night. He says, do yourself a favor. Open trash can and look. Tell me it's normal. Just look at both containers. I don't even need to open your trash can. It's normal. She didn't liquefy your mayonnaise, man. It wasn't, pumped full of, plutonium or something to take you out. That happens to mayonnaise. And then here's where it gets real spicy. He says, thus far you haven't been able to poison me. Moron's been watching too much Game of Thrones. He thinks that everyone's out to get him. You're mental. We watch the same shows, which tells me he actually just can't separate reality from fiction. But I would love to know what show has a character poison another through watery mayonnaise. She says, save those bottles and go get them examined, lol. End your brain while you're at it. And he says, well, they are in the trash. Feel free to investigate. 100% he should double fist those Hellmans and take them to a forensic lab to get them checked. He should absolutely do that, and I guarantee, even when it comes back totally normal, no contaminants, he would still disregard it and say that they're lying, it's all a big conspiracy, they're working with his girlfriend to take him out. He then says, tell me if the consistency makes sense. Holy shit, this guy. So she says, so I tried poisoning you. What the hell is wrong with you, dude? I haven't touched your mayo or anyone's mayo, not even touched store mayo. How is it different from last night? What happened last night? I made a sandwich with mayo. Oh no, the smoking gun! Just last night, the mayo was the perfect viscosity, and then today, it's ruined. There's only one explanation. It must have been poisoned by my girlfriend. I realize how odd this is, but I've never seen anything like this. He's making it sound like some kind of crazy scientific discovery, like he just discovered fucking an alien spacecraft that crash landed in his backyard. I've never seen anything of this sort on this planet. It doesn't compute. Mayo doesn't just do this, and you randomly started being calm and cordial this morning, unprompted after weeks and weeks of deliberately being impossible. I threw it all out. This guy sounds like such an asshole. An actual unhinged, delusional, dumb, turbo idiot asshole. Like, Mayo does do that. Like, it is well known for doing that. It doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen. It's well documented. And he's talking about it like this is some one-of-a-kind phenomenon, and the only logical explanation is that it must have been poisoned. And she just says, you are nuts. Which he is. He then says, it spreads a certain way, unless somehow that has changed. But it would have been within the last 24 hours. It was like it had melted. She just says, dude. Yeah, dude, you know I use mayo on sandwiches. This was like a melted mayo spread. Never seen anything like it from both bottles. And then she's like, okay, then we'll take the bottles tomorrow, have somewhere to examine them, and you can come put them somewhere safe. Put his mayo in a vault, a refrigerated vault. You can find them in trash can. Please feel free to examine them and prove me wrong. I know it sounds weird going to bed. It's weird as fuck and mental. It's just oddly mean. Good night, dude. I don't know why he keeps challenging her to prove him wrong. It would only take one quick Google search to figure out why his mayonnaise has ended up in that state, and it has nothing to do with his girlfriend tampering with it to make an attempt on his life. What a bizarre lunatic, making a huge hubbub about mayonnaise and then accusing his girlfriend of trying to kill him. That's craziness. I got a little parasocial here trying to learn more about this guy. I got so curious to learn more about him, and she had made a couple other posts about him. The other ones are just really sad. I'm not going to get into it, but there's nothing I learned more about him except that he is a big asshole that is very unstable, and she should absolutely leave him as soon as possible. ASAP. So anyway, I just had to talk about this a little bit. It was a wild read. That's it. See ya. If you're in a relationship right now, I hope this doesn't ruin it for you, but you may never look at your partner the same because they're just not going to match up to this Adonis I'm about to show you. The self-described 0.5% boyfriend on the planet. He's pretty much everything you could ever want in a partner, and we get to see that firsthand as he brags to his ex about all of the matches he's getting on Hinge. So the background is These two were dating. He is apparently a doctor. She's a nurse. They broke up. I can't imagine why with the way he talks in these text messages. He seems like a very secure, stable individual. So I don't know what the conversation was that was preceding this, but he says, if you are even thinking it, I'm down for an open relationship. You and I can do whatever we want. I'll probably sleep with someone before January anyway. The benevolent saint read her mind, knew that she was thinking like, I kind of want to still fuck this guy. So he let her know right up front that he's definitely still down for that, but he's going to have to pencil her in around this upcoming coitus session that's going to happen before January, no doubt. Like I said, I don't know what the conversation was that preceded it, but it was probably some shit like, hey, can you come collect your stuff? And he's like, listen. I know what you're thinking. And the answer is yes. I will still fuck you in this open relationship that you desperately want us to be in. I'm okay with that. I'll make that sacrifice. She rejects that generous offer, saying she's looking for a boyfriend. He says, okay, offer stands. Immaculate business acumen, letting her know that the offer is still on the table when she comes to her senses. Always down to clap cheeks and get head. Speaking like Duke Nukem out here. I came to be a weirdo loser to my ex and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of gum. And then he just for some reason throws this in there. This is out of control. 14 convos. Day 1 of Hinge. Oh, you can just taste the tears. He is trying so hard to make it seem like he's moving on and is actually very happy that the relationship has ended. Look at how many conversations he's having on Hinge. He needs to brag about it to his ex. I also imagine a chunk of those conversations are with bots. This is like the guy who brags about all the sexy singles from his area that he's talking to after clicking on a porn banner. But either way, he's just trying to go out of his way to be an asshole to his ex to make her feel bad. Just unprompted sending Hinge conversations he's been having with other women. When he doesn't get any response, he starts spiraling and melting down, monologuing like a cartoon villain. I mean, obviously most of these girls would be an upgrade, so why would I get back with a broke girl who isn't even close to finishing school? You pushed me into something better. You literally asked me to get a gun. I don't have any ammunition and it's locked in a case when it gets here. Just another example of stupid communication. Such a stupid and confusing girl. I'm getting updated headshots once I'm all tanned up from Vegas from 2 professional photographers. And I update my wardrobe so everyone will get to see the new hairline. Oh. Jeepers creepers. Man's got the Rogaine foam out and he's getting very excited to showcase it in his new Crocs and Hawaiian t-shirt. Probably use your birthday money for it. That was supposed to be a little dagger to jab her with. I'm using your birthday money for this, by the way. Brother, the relationship's over. I doubt she really cares what you use it for. Go ballistic, man. If you want to keep spamming minoxidil on your Tommy Pickles head, go crazy. Also, like clockwork with every single meltdown, it's always, well, I was actually like settling for you. You're like super beneath me. You're broke, and everyone I'm meeting on Hinge is clearly an upgrade. You actually, this was like the best thing that's ever happened to me, and I cannot stop smiling about it because now look at all of these upgrades that I'm getting on Hinge from you. Like I was doing you a favor by being with you. He then also had the courtesy to show her what the photos are going to look like when they're done. Photos going to look something like this. I want to take some photos together as well at a festival and some action shots doing hobbies. It's going to be fun and likely boost my profile even more. I'm already overwhelmed though. Right now I've got a serious case of stick-it-to-the-man-neosis from just getting too much pussy, but I'd like to elevate my profile a bit more so I can reach challenger rank on Hinge. He then just sends some random photos of dudes he saw on Google Images, typing in things like man on bike and stuff like that, and he just sends those randomly. There's no doubt in my mind he didn't actually plan any photography sessions. He just wanted some shit here to like brag about, kind of like, look at how much better I'm doing. Check out these like new photos I'm going to be doing. Like I'm going to be riding a bike. These action shots of me doing my hobbies of undressing anime figurines, they're going to go crazy on Hinge and people are going to love them. Honestly, my ultimate goal is to find someone with an impressive career who comes from a good family. That's something I really missed with you and stressed me out. I want my children to aspire to be great and your family reeks with complacency. Who asked? This man's just fucking vomiting all the spaghetti in his brain here. He's just fucking dumping nonsense. Who is asking you what your goals are? Nobody cares. Hypergamy is real. Women with great careers don't want partners who are less educated or make less money. I'm in the top 0.5%, so it puts me in an elite group when I finish. I really want to see what I can find once I beef things up on the profile. 70% of people nowadays meet each other online. He's got the stats, and the stats say that he should be happy, so he is happy. He's super happy because he's the 0.5% in an elite group of boyfriend material. So you know he's happy. You can tell he is just beaming with enthusiasm, with joy. It's the holly jolly season, and he is feeling the spirit. He just keeps going on and on. I'll just date for fun until someone comes along worth marrying, kind of like what I did with you. Literally pages of glizzy gobblers. I'm the MIDI king. Oh man, he's slaying. Yeah, he's putting in the work right now. You can just see it. Calling them glizzy gobblers and MIDI. He keeps referring to all of his matches as MIDI. He's actively just putting down all of the women that find him attractive. Like, he doesn't even find them good looking. I think he just swiped right on every single person with a pulse on Hinge over a 24-hour period and managed to get 14 matches. And now he's just calling himself the MIDI king. At least these middies won't give me such a headache like you did, won't lie to me about everything and manipulate me into getting a gun and then tell me they think I'm going to shoot them. You are the insane one, walking red flag. He comes across as a pretty sane guy, so if he's calling someone insane, you know that holds water. There's no red flags I've picked up on here yet from this guy. I would never marry a woman like you. Fakest person I know. The whole sweet girl thing is such a facade. Your family knows the angry, manipulative, stubborn bitch you are on the inside. Like I said, I don't want you back. I want to date these girls and have fun until I meet someone worth marrying. But always down to fuck you and get head. I'm just not going to be exclusive anymore. I don't marry middies. Now you can hang out as much as you want with your simp guy friends who get no pussy. It's a symbiotic relationship. A depressed and insecure girl who needs validation and 4 out of 10 or lower guys with no ambition or drive or any redeeming qualities that would make them dateable getting some attention from a MIDI. And she just says, stop texting me. This dude talks like those loveless virgins on Twitter that are always whining and crying on there about women. It's so... I don't even know where I would start with unpacking this one. It's just pathetic. Like, this is a doctor, apparently? What in tarnation? Dr. Dork, maybe? But jeepers. Wow. Anyway, this is what a 0.5% mate looks like. This is, like, the elite group of boyfriends, and unfortunately, she didn't realize how lucky she got. She hit the lottery jackpot, and now, well, he's seen the light. So now he gets to go on Hinge and be the king of middies, as he says. He loves the middies, but he'd never marry one. He's clearly over his previous relationship, which is why he's sending paragraphs to his ex bragging about this and just spitting out his goals and all kinds of insults towards her and her family and everything. He's absolutely happier now. It's very evident. But I would like to move on to another short adventure that I went on through some text messages today. This is a very brief one. A Redditor had a friend that made a purchase that ended up being a bit of a scam, and it's a purchase that I can actually relate to in a pretty big way. It's a sex doll. So he was saying that the pictures that he purchased from looked nothing like the product he received, saying he's disappointed. His friend is just laughing at his trauma though, which I think is just very rude. This guy is clearly going through it. He just got scammed. He was looking for love. He didn't get what he ordered. There's so many things that most people should be able to pump their fist behind and say, yes, this man was wronged. I am on his side. He bought a sex doll and didn't receive the one that he had ordered. So he said, I should have let the process facility cancel the order and never reordered it back. His friend continues to laugh at him. I'm throwing it away tomorrow or something. He's still getting laughed at. He then says, bro, even the fucking Ona hole is too small. I don't know what the Ona hole is. That might be like a trademarked part of the sex doll. I don't know his particular model, but that might be like patent pending technology. He's trying to set his friend straight here, letting him know, like, hey, this isn't really the hilarious situation you think it is. It's a big scam. I ordered sitting position, it came in standing position, stupid seller, scammer. He then sends a picture of the sex doll that he received. This, it's not the highest quality item, I'll be the first to admit here. This looks like you're having sex with a Sega Dreamcast character. It's basically just a big noodle with a Google image face on it. The company that produced this should be ashamed of themselves. They didn't even have the decency of putting titties on it. This looks like one of Floop's Fluglies from Spy Kids. So unfortunately, there's a huge scammer on the loose, so buyer beware if you're in the market for any sex dolls. But the reason I said I can relate to this is because I actually had a sex doll that looked remarkably similar to that. Many of you may remember a few years ago when I was in my competition with Belle Delphine, where I had like the craziest collection of sex toys and dildos, fleshlights, all of that. The whole 9 yards there, the kit and caboodle of all the sex toys. One of the items I had that I mentioned and showed in a couple videos was a sex doll that looked very close to that. Not the exact same model. It was this one. Now, at the very least, that model at least had titties on it and a usable mouth hole if your cock was 2 inches long. The gentle sir on Reddit, it didn't even have that. It was actually just like a piece of printer paper with a woman's face glued on to an inflatable thing, an inflatable tube thing, really. Like, I didn't even see any holes I censored it myself. I didn't even see any holes on his model. The one I had at least did have all of that, but you would be a damn fool to try and fuck it, because that sex doll I had, it was like made out of broken glass. It was like the sharpest material ever. If you did put your cock in it, it wasn't coming out in one piece. It'd be sliced and diced. It'd be like sticking your cock in a wood chipper. It was completely unusable for that purpose, which is why I had it as kind of like a background object where I put like a shirt on her. Now, God rest her soul, she's no longer with us, unfortunately. She melted at the warehouse, as did most of my collection of sex toys, because the Florida heat was not kind to them in an unventilated building. They didn't appreciate that very much, so pretty much everything melted. But yeah, I can relate to his purchase here, because what he received, since he was actually buying it to have sex with it, he would not have been successful with it. I can tell you for sure, because I had something similar, and there is no human being on the planet, no matter how masochistic, that would actually fuck it and be pleased. They would be in excruciating pain and miserable. The agony would be overriding any sense of pleasure they could have possibly felt. So yeah, I just wanted to briefly talk about that on the back of talking about the awesome boyfriend. Anyway, that's about it. So yeah. I remember growing up, there used to be this classic scene in like every movie where you'd have this grown man walking down his driveway in a bathrobe with a cup of joe in his hand and pick up the newspaper to start his morning. Yeah, now that I'm 30, I do something similar, but instead of going and getting the newspaper, I have Matt send me some wacky stuff, and today he blessed me with a pretty pitiful meltdown from this guy who lost his gourd over a girl he was talking to through a dating app not having any interest in him anymore. And I'll go over that in a second, but it led to a Jimmy Neutron brain blast where I remembered one from a couple years ago where this dude just wouldn't take no for an answer in a garage, and it is so pathetic. So I'm just going to go over both of them. So the text messages start with him asking, "We still on tomorrow? Just wondering as I can make other plans." That already doesn't exude a lot of confidence here. I'm guessing he was not receiving answers in a timely enough fashion, so he started to pick up on the hunch that maybe she wasn't as interested as she once was. And then she confirms his suspicion, saying, "I'm so sorry. Read your message when I was busy, forgot to reply. Sorry, I found a connection with someone else, so I'm just going to see how that goes. Probably not a good idea to meet tomorrow. Sorry, did enjoy talking to you, and I hope your family get-together was fun." He was playing second fiddle, and she wasn't looking for more members of the band, so she just kind of let him down gently, I think. Better than being ghosted, I'd say. She just kind of gave him the business. But he was not ready for that business. He was hoping business operation hours were closed. He completely loses his mind. "Haha, my total lack of surprise. Good luck." Crying emojis, laughing. But he's actually just crying. You can actually feel the salty tears through the phone screen. "You know what? Fuck you, scummy." He is very hurt, very much so. "Scummy little fuck, talking to numerous guys on dating apps, lining them up, faking connections with people, setting up dates and ruining people's weekends. I got your name and I got your details, and you'll see something later, twat. Little shit bag. Fuck off, worthless trash." So now he's going into, like, threats. "I got your name and I got your details." So I guess he was gonna fucking show up there like the Undertaker or something. I don't, like, it's a dating app.
man. Like, she's not your girlfriend. You haven't even met yet. So yeah, she's probably talking to other people on there. The same way I bet you would be if you had more than one match over the course of 2 years. That's not some surprising revelation like, oh my god, you whore, you're talking to multiple men on Tinder? How could you? You're supposed to be mine and mine alone. We matched, for God's sake. Oh my goodness, for crying out loud. We were a perfect match. Tinder said so. We had plans. Like, brother, yeah, it's unlucky that she found someone that she was more interested in, but at the very least, she didn't ghost you, so you know exactly where you stand. Just move the fuck on. She responds saying, there's no need to be rude, I'm sorry. I was talking to you and someone else, and the other guy just lives closer, so it's more convenient too. Don't appreciate the threat. I've tried to keep it respectful, but yikes. Good luck to you. That once again sets the bomb off, so he just starts spamming fuck off, and then he calls her fat. This is like the actual classic nice guy meltdown, by the way. This is like the quintessential Tinder nice guy weirdo when he gets rejected. You're fat fuck anyway. When that guy's done with you, you'll wish you had a chance with someone like me. Oh, ew, oh. People like this exist, by the way. Isn't that crazy? I was giving you a chance. Yeah, you missed out on a real saint here, lady. You missed out on Casanova. You fucked it, kid. Bye. He thought he was on Xbox Live for a moment. I think he just kind of got lost in the sauce with that last little bit. But he wasn't done here. His rage couldn't be contained on just a single app, so then he started directly texting her with, once again, another threat. I want to have a word with you about your behavior on dating apps, and if it's not possible through phone, it will be in person. I want to talk to your manager. I need to report your Tinder dating behavior. You talked to multiple men on a dating app. That's a big no-no. You're going straight to the slammer for that one, missy. Goober thought they were dating just because they matched on Tinder. He probably told his whole family that he had a girlfriend just because they had a match in like 2 conversations through Tinder. It's scary though. Like, that is actually frightening. All she did was just very gently tell him, hey, look, found someone else. Not going to be going to the weekend plans that we had scheduled. Sorry. And now he's about to like show up to her house to have a word with her about it in person, which is of course always a recipe for disaster. So hopefully she has the means of defending herself should this guy actually show up. Like, that's about it. See ya. Let me paint you a scenario here. This is kind of like a gamer's version of Rorschach's. You have $600 lying around that you're saving for a rainy day. You live paycheck to paycheck and it's emergency money for you and your fiancé. But Genshin Impact has some new gacha coming out. What do? Do you let that money sit there idly, just waiting to be spent? Or do you take the initiative like a true level 100 raid boss and spend that $600 that you and your fiancé have been saving on that Genshin Impact drop? There's only one right answer. And unfortunately, that correct answer of spending the $600 of emergency funds on Genshin is getting this marriage in hot water. It's actively falling apart. Now, gamers are some of the most misunderstood creatures in the universe, but we're also the most advanced species, so I don't blame people for not always fully comprehending our methods. We can level up, we can emote, we can even make you come through the computer screen. Watch this. Sorry. But sometimes shit just goes cattywampus, and this is one of those stories. So this guy's fiance, his IRL life duos partner, found out that he spent $600 on Genshin, and it's not looking good. So his fiance finds out and tries to get a hold of him. We tune in the middle of this where he's saying, stop calling me. She insists that they need to talk right now, but he says, you're not being fair at all. I explained my boundaries to you, but you're not respecting them. This is exactly what Redacted says is abusive about you. So she says in caps lock, you spent $600 on our credit card on a fucking game. I explained it already to you. $600 for 2 virtual characters you don't need without asking when we are paycheck to paycheck. That card was for emergencies with the Civic. And then he just drops a screenshot of one of the Genshin Impact characters that he bought. An interesting strategy. He tries to turn this around on her and begins calling her abusive here in a little bit, but he starts by saying, I told you my boundaries and you're not respecting them. What the fuck? I told you I was going to spend all of our money on Genshin Impact. You can't be getting mad at me. You're not respecting the groundwork I've laid out here. I told you I was going to do this. What's the issue here? This is very unreasonable. You told me you wanted her too, but you aren't happy for me, LMFAO. I like how he puts like the picture of the Genshin Impact character that he bought as like a, look at this. How can you be mad when I bought this for us? I did this for us. You said you wanted it too. How can you possibly be mad? So what? I spent all of our emergency money. Look at what we got for it in Genshin Impact. You should be thanking me. I just love how he's saying that she should be happy for him. Like, oh my god, honey, I'm so proud you bought this Genshin character with all of our remaining emergency money. Oh my goodness. I've never loved you so much. And he goes on to say, actually, I am done. I am a 29-year-old man. I am allowed to make purchases without needing your permission. That is an abusive dynamic. Explain that, or blank, explain that very well to me. Well, we're gonna jack out of the Matrix here for a moment here to digest that statement. I like how he puts his foot down. I'm a 29-year-old man. If I want to waste $600 on Genshin Impact characters with money that we have been saving for emergencies while living paycheck to paycheck, then damn it, as a man, I'm gonna do it! And he like rips his shirt like Hulk Hogan style. In his mind, I bet this went so hard. He's like, I'm putting on the big boy britches this time. No. I'm a man! I'm a man! I can buy Genshin Impact characters all day till the cows come home if I want to. I don't need your permission. I am a hunter-gatherer. I gather Genshin Impact characters. Yeah, where's my juice box? And then he has the chutzpah to say that this is an abusive dynamic from her for getting upset at him for spending all of their emergency money on Genshin Impact characters. This is like a pretty classic thing where they try and like spout therapy words at the other person to like belittle them or make it feel like it's their fault. So he's going for some big bold strategies. Yes, I said I want Farina. I didn't say we should spend hundreds to get constellations. You are a fucking addict. You already spent all our Christmas money on it. You're snooping into your fiance's purchases. You should take a look at yourself. She flips the bird at him and then says, this is a shared card that I set up for emergencies and you went behind my back. Why don't you tell Redacted about your gambling addiction to video game characters? He just says, A. That's like a classic anime, like, Actually, Redacted told me all about your coercion, and I believe you are a narcissist personality. That is why you are continuing to try and control me and control my financial decision-making. You know this is my values, and I have had Farina as my wallpaper forever. I refuse to be verbally abused for being myself. I'm battling anxiety, and you do not care at all. There's a lot that just went on here. So he tries to make her feel bad for looking into the finances, saying you should look at yourself. Which is a crazy thing to say when it's a shared credit card that she set up and you went behind her back to use that money for yourself. Like, it's not like she was snooping. She set it up and it is your joint credit card with her, so of course she's going to see it. We then get into some real pathetic stuff where he calls her a narcissist that's trying to control him and control his financial decision-making. Brother, this isn't financial decision-making, this is Neanderthal caveman gooner brain. This guy's saying that he's had Farina as his wallpaper forever, so he had to indulge in this obsession. Brother, it makes you sound like fucking Gollum with your Precious, where he's like touching his phone, like petting Farina's wallpaper. No, you don't get it. I've had this for my wallpaper forever. I had to waste our money on it. How can you be so heartless? You know I'm battling anxiety. And wasting all of our money on Farina? That helps. Farina's the only thing that can cure my anxiety. Do you want me to suffer? Is that what you want? I'm a 29-year-old masculine beast. I have to spread my wings sometime and waste all of our money on Genshin Gacha. You know this. I set those boundaries, you narcissist. He just has the gall to call her verbally abusive and controlling and a narcissist. Meanwhile, this unhinged goober just wasted $600 of their emergency funds for virtual Genshin characters. It's unbelievably pitiful. And he tries to blame her for not respecting his battle with anxiety. Hey, buddy, you know what's going to make that anxiety much worse? Having $0. I think that's going to make it a lot worse. Farina's not going to come to your rescue. She's not real. Sorry to hit you with the cold water. All you're doing is digging yourself into a deeper hole, and now you're losing your fiancé over it as well because you couldn't resist the urge to waste your money with her on this game behind her back. Everything pops off here in Act 4 of this. He spirals out of control. I don't want to get married to you. I'm not talking on the phone. So now he's the one calling the marriage off. If you can't respect me wasting all of our money on Farina and Genshin Impact characters, then we're just not meant to be, you narcissist. You thought that you could control me? You can't control me. I'm like Michael Jordan in his prime. You can't control me. You can only hope to contain me, but you can't do that either because I'm hard addicted to Genshin Gacha. And I will waste all of the money that I ever see in my life on it. I emailed screenshots for my appointment tomorrow. Thank you. I emailed screenshots for my appointment tomorrow. Thank you for giving me a horrible anxiety attack and ruining my night. And no, I didn't do a fucking thing with Farina yet because of your calls. That's heartbreaking. I spent all this money on Farina, and you yapping and blabbering about how bad and big of a deal it is has prevented me from spending time with Farina. You proud of yourself now? I didn't even get to use Farina yet. As he's like shedding tears, profusely crying in his bathtub. She then makes a threat that sends him off the rails. This was threatening the nuclear option. She said, I'll call Capital One and dispute the charge. Your account will be banned. I have no doubt when he read that, his heart sank. The pit in his stomach expanding to a black hole in his soul. All the color in his world turned to gray as he was faced with the possibility of losing Farina. He said, try it. You'll lose me forever. Why? I'm going to Scottsdale for the night. Stop calling me for 12 hours and we can talk then. Good night. Will you please answer my mom? Please? So, during this, his mom, I guess, was trying to get involved. Like, how can you do this to my son? According to the fiancé here, his family started calling her abusive for this, which is crazy that even his family doesn't understand how bad it is to waste the emergency money on fucking Genshin Impact characters. So his mom, I guess, was trying to call to give her a piece of her mind, an earful on this. Like, how unreasonable can you be to my son, you abusive narcissist? And then he tries to do the old Jekyll and Hyde routine, so he comes back and says, I apologize for my reaction. As I said, my anxiety is bad today, and I have to do better. I love you. You don't need to dispute the charges. I'll get you the money soon. Redacted can spot me 600 tonight, so you can text him your Venmo. Anxiety really bad. Redacted, please. That damn anxiety using him like a goddamn fleshlight here. He treats anxiety like he's trapped in a fucking genjutsu. I love how everything about him changed once she threatened to dispute the charge and he might lose Farina. No, don't do that. Please, don't do anything drastic. We can still come back from this. Look, don't. Without Farina, I have nothing. I have nothing. So now he's getting his mom on the horn like, Mom, we have to save Farina. He's treating it like a hostage negotiation now. And he's like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Look, don't dispute the charges. Don't dispute the charges. I'll get the $600 another way. Anything but that. Please, God, no, don't do it. My anxiety is really bad. Look, it's just bad anxiety. Anxiety is what caused all of this. Look, we don't need to do anything like this. It doesn't have to be this extreme. Anyway, though, that's the whole text journey, but the poster did give a bit of an update. The marriage is off, and he's blocked her, but is still actively playing Genshin Impact on Discord, so he's at his mom's house doing that. She did get $600 sent to her, so she was able to get that back and lock the account, which is good. And also, it's good that they, got this out of the way before they were fully married, because this would have been a disaster if this had happened during the marriage. That would have made it a lot messier. So, pretty rough situation overall, but at least it came before it was, fully, kaput in the books as a marriage. So she got to get out of it before things got too hairy. Anyway, though, what an interesting adventure. That's about it. So, yeah. We're still deep in the midst of Minecraft mania. Steve himself has gripped the souls of every human being on this planet, and today I saw what happens when a Minecraft enthusiast gets pushed too far. What happens when a good block goes bad. A relationship in shambles all over a Minecraft disagreement. To bring you up to speed on the lore, previously on Dragon Ball Z, these two were playing Minecraft together, and I believe she had teleported her boyfriend because she thought he needed help, and it is leading to an explosion here of emotion. So we tune in the middle. I thought you were lost. You're green as fuck. I told you I wasn't. Why would I do that on purpose? So, this is referring to, teleporting him away from an item, I think. Now, I am not a Minecraft connoisseur, but I do have, a firm grip on the titties of how the game functions, so I get what a lot of is being said here, but I don't really grasp the severity of it. To set the stage, though, because a lot of people are going to think this is a child arguing with his parents. It's not. This is a 23-year-old man you're about to see have a fucking biblical meltdown over being teleported in Minecraft. So this is an argument between him and his 21-year-old girlfriend. They play Minecraft together. I've also followed this since the day it was posted because I have been glued to the updates. I sat here reading this like a middle-aged mother reading smut from fucking Barnes and Nobles. This was something that was so fascinating to me, but I really thought it might just be satirical, just trying to cash in, capitalize off the hype of Minecraft and how wacky and quirky it would be if this argument ruined a relationship about Minecraft. But the more I've followed, the less and less it feels fake, because she is still actively posting to this day, asking for advice on how to handle it, and not even going into Minecraft specifics, but just going over, like, what to do about a relationship that is kind of falling apart. Like, what can she do about this and try and salvage it. It's pretty fucking sad. Like, I feel bad for her, and it really convinces me that this isn't fake, because it's not like every post she's mentioning how it happened, like with Minecraft and everything. So it feels authentic, and it is crazy behavior from this dude. He is 23 years old, and he is acting like his parents just declined him a chocolate chip cookie before bedtime. It's fucking fascinating. Anyway, back to the action. My yoke turns. Don't know what the fuck that means, but it's very poetic. I don't know where he picked that up from. Maybe Edgar Allan Poe. To me, that felt like a meme or something. Like, I don't know if it's Minecraft mumbo jumbo or what, but then he reiterates that you're green, which again, I don't fully grasp. That just seems like gobbledygook. Usually when you call someone green, it means they're new to something, so maybe he's calling her new to Minecraft. I told I had so much iron. You're so green. Why couldn't I just leave me alone? She says, did you leave your bed down? He says, man, I was actually having fun. That's so fucked. I can't have fun at all with you. So I believe this was the catalyst. She had teleported him away from his iron. And that's what's going to cause everything you're about to see here, the cataclysm. Which I don't get. In my experience with Minecraft, iron's a pretty easy thing to come by. I don't know why anyone's yoke would be turning about that, or why you'd start shitting and spitting on your girlfriend about it. Feels like a huge overreaction. You can just get iron really quickly again. She apologizes, and he said, I didn't have a fucking-y bed there at all. Never. I thought you wanted to be teleported to his friend. Did. You're green. No, you don't listen. Ever you have a problem with that bad? I can't anymore. I said so many fucking. This dude is tweaking. He's going Neanderthal speak here. He has cross-faded off Minecraft and ketamine. Who talks like this? I said so many times to leave me. She apologizes again. If you want to teleport to me, then come, but leave me. And then she says, I feel awful. Which, there's nothing to feel awful over. It's just Minecraft. I don't know why he's acting like you came into his house and hit his dog with a frying pan. There's nothing to even be apologizing profusely for or feeling bad for. You teleport him away in fucking Minecraft. That's not a big deal at all. Plus, it was just iron. But even if it was ender pearls, even if you fucking teleported this man away from Jack Black himself, who cares? It's Minecraft. She did absolutely nothing wrong. This guy is just a fucking weirdo. And I feel really bad for her, because it seems like she starts to kind of like blame herself for it to a certain extent and apologizes a lot for it, when, again, she didn't do anything bad. I don't care, dude. That sucks so much. I can't have fun ever. You've ruined my whole day with this. In fact, my whole week is now completely down the shitter because you teleported me away from that iron. I'll never find iron again. Iron's extinct. Did you know that? Can't have fun with you, can I? It's just like you. Sucking all the fun out. You're like a fun-sucking little vampire. You're a succubus, but for fun instead of cum. It's so annoying. You want to talk about outing. Annoying. Go back in the world and do nothing. I'm gonna go fucking find it, quit, and never play again. Thank God. The world would be a better place if this man just doesn't touch Minecraft again. It brings out the demon within him. The pouting here is just psychotic over something so trivial. Just go back to the work world, Harpy, and just leave me here to pick up the pieces of what you've destroyed. I'm never gonna play again. It's not even worth it anymore. You've ruined it. Just so I don't feel like complete shit, it's ducking gone. Wait, never mind. It doesn't matter. he's getting so dangerously close to self-awareness, because then when she says she's in the world, he says it's just a game, but like it doesn't actually like breach his noggin. He still makes a huge deal out of it, even though he recognizes now that it really doesn't matter. It's just a game. Don't know why I'd feel like shit about being pulled away from his sacred iron, but he almost got there, being like, okay, this is, maybe I'm going a little too hard here. But he wasn't able to find himself again here in the Upside Down. She says, no, join back, I'll help you find it. Which only sets him off further. That I was trying to have fun in, and you fucked it for me, like you do every time, because I want something. He coveted the iron and was denied the iron. Oh, Jesus, it's heartbreaking, really. Baby, I didn't mean to fuck it up. Caps lock. You add in for yourself, not thinking about me. She then says that she ruined her own world and all her achievements so she could teleport to him. I don't really get how that works. Maybe I'm just not, Minecraft savvy enough to get the sacrifice she's making here. Like, I don't know why her world would get ruined so she could teleport to him. I don't understand. But he goes right back into caps lock. Dude, I didn't even want to play with you because I knew it was finna be some fucking bullshit. I told you not to if you would ever listen to me. A lot of misspellings there. And this is another thing that I thought was a big, red flag that it's fake. But, again, from everything I've read in all the follow-ups that don't even reference Minecraft or anything at all, just kind of the relationship entirely, I just don't think it's made up. I really don't. This guy is just actually this mad about being teleported in Minecraft. She says, I didn't hear you, I'm sorry. But you, Besurfo. I don't know what Besurfo means. That sounds like a Magic the Gathering card, like a commander you could play. Zach and Sav were talking at the same time. So I'm guessing that's part of their group, and she teleported him to somebody else. So that, it's tracking. I'm starting to piece it together. I'm just going to fast forward through a couple of these screenshots because it goes on for a while of his incoherent babbling and just actually foaming at the mouth over this. And it ends with this, where she was trying to go to bed. She was trying to, fix things to, teleport to him to find the coordinates or whatever for the iron or whatever was teleported away from and lost to the shadow fucking realm. I don't know. But it ends here, where she's trying to go to bed. He says, what do you want? Why do you keep calling? There's nothing more to talk about. And then she says, I can't hear you. I was calling to say goodnight. Sleep good. He says, I'm not talking. For what? Because I care about you. And he just says, bruh. And she says goodnight again. And he just reiterates, don't text me, please. And from what I've gathered from all of her posts, they haven't talked since this. So it's been about a week, a little over a week. All from a Minecraft disagreement, a misunderstanding on what he wanted to be teleported to or from or something like that. So pretty interesting stuff. Minecraft is serious business, clearly. Dude really said, if you can't handle me at my flint, you don't deserve me at my steel. Good day, madam. Now, if you want some unsolicited advice in general here, I would say a dude like this is probably not the optimal candidate for a serious relationship. A loose cannon going ballistic over getting teleported away from iron in Minecraft, that's pretty pathetic shit. But, yeah, I just want to talk about it a little bit. Minecraft is doing some interesting things these days to people. That's about it. See ya. Since the time we're little, we're kind of taught that surprises can be some of the most exciting things, like with Christmas and Santa bringing those wonderful presents that you don't know what to expect. Happy surprises are always very special, surprise parties, etc. But what happens when a creepy weirdo delivers the worst surprise imaginable? Himself. Background is this guy and this girl went on a date 6 months ago, one date, and then stopped talking, and now he's trying to reconnect. He reaches out saying, honey, put your shoes on. Literally sounds like dialogue out of an old 90s sitcom. She asks why. He says, just trust me and tell me when they're on. She is hesitant to do so, saying that she's all suspicious now. I want you to do something for me. Words that'll win a woman's heart over, especially one you met 6 months ago and haven't talked to since. She was probably spending the entirety of these last 6 months wondering if there's anything she could do for this guy, and now she has the opportunity. Are they on? Maybe. Put them on, babe. She says, okay, they're on. Obviously, she's just lying here. I don't think she was actually getting her shoes on and her Sunday best to go do whatever this guy was asking her to do for him. He then says, now go for a little walk out front and look up at the sky. It's like a fucking video game walkthrough right now, like an old GameFAQs walkthrough. She then says, I can't, my neighbor will talk to me back. So I guess her neighbor will start an unskippable cutscene, so now she's saying back as in like the backyard as a compromise here, which I am shocked she's even like negotiating with terrorists here. He then says, has to be front, you can't see at the back angle. Which makes it seem like it's going to be one of those like banners that fly overhead with a plane that says, will you marry me or something. So she's supposed to go out front and look at the sky and see that shit. How do you know where my house is facing? I dropped you off, remember? It's worth it, I promise. Man's just got great memory. He put that fucking UAV in the air and he's got her on lock all the time now. Do you remember where I live? I'm looking through the front window. Yeah, of course, all I had was kombucha that night. I think it's pretty obvious he's here right now. The call came from inside the house. So this guy is clearly in the area here trying to get her to leave her domicile so she'd wander out into the tall grass and have the random encounter with this fucking creep. Now, I think this is a guy who's probably watched one too many rom-coms where you see the classic cliche of they go on one date and then many moons down the line the guy just shows up again, they fall madly in love and rekindle or whatever. In reality, that's not ever going to happen, really. They went on a date 6 months ago, and now this guy's trying to like go big here, hit the fucking grand salami by showing up or putting on this big song and dance, like being at her home. But it's already weird in the first place that he'd even remember exactly where she was and try and do something like this, showing up unannounced. They're strangers. Like, this should never be anyone's go-to play. He stays firm that she can't see the big surprise from inside. She's still surprised that he'd even remember her house. He asks again, are you outside? You'll know when you see it. She says, I can see the sunset. Please go outside, it's better than just the sunset. She says she can see the sunset through the blinds where the neighbors can't strike up a conversation, but then declines to go outside. His surprise being better than a sunset, that's gonna be a pretty high bar to clear. People love the sunset. There's a lot of hype around it. It's like one of the most cited things that people enjoy seeing on a daily basis. So to deliver a surprise to compete with that, you got your work cut out for you, buddy. You really do. She sent a picture of the sunset through the blinds saying, stunning. He said, you have to trust me. And she says, I won't. Very smart. She has absolutely no reason to trust this worm. They met one time 6 months ago, and to just follow along with these instructions here seems like a recipe for disaster. It's just downright dangerous. Like she'd go outside and just get gadooshed by this weirdo, like he'd put a bag over her head or something. He says, it's worth it. It's beautiful like you. I wish we could view it together, but go outside. She says, no. Very firmly. You have to look towards the shopping center direction. And she said, is there a proposal in the sky? Which is exactly where my head went when I was first reading this, like I mentioned. It feels like one of those like big elaborate proposals. You go to like a baseball game and you're like, look at the outfield. What's going on in the outfield? And it says like, will you marry me? But in this case, it would have been like the flyover with the banner or whatever. This feels like a scene in a horror movie where the bad thing needs to be like invited in or something, like a vampire. So now he's doing his best to persuade the victim. And she is doing a great job of just shutting that shit down. She is not trusting him, which she absolutely shouldn't. This is just a complete fucking stranger who is telling her to go outside randomly, walk around, and then look up at the sky. This NPC only has a few dialogue options, and he's exhausting all of them. He just keeps saying, it's something, trust me. She says, are you stalking me? Which the answer is a resounding yes, he absolutely is. It's good, I promise. Are you trying to kidnap me? That's a good idea, actually, but not today. A little bit of Reddit humor there. Tip of the fedora, m'lady. A good one, sir. Excellent gambit, gentle sir. Saying that it's a good idea to kidnap her. He's clearly making some kind of, like, joke here, but it falls really flat considering he has actually showed up at this woman's house that he does not know at all and is scaring the shit out of her, trying to instruct her to go outside. Like, come on. How stupid can you be? Sure is starting to feel like I'm going to be pushed inside a van. Babe, hurry. 3 hearts. Tell me what you're talking about, lol. If you don't, it's coming to you. Uh-oh, the ultimatum. You either go outside and play ball with his delusions, or the thing is coming your way. He's going to unleash the hounds. She responds pretty normally to that, saying, that's legit scary. Which it is. It's downright a threat. And he's like, no, what? Sweetie, it's all good, kissy. Okay, I'll tell you, don't be mad. I drove up to see you. The surprise is me! I'm here! Oh, if you don't come out and see me, I'm gonna come up and see you. Yes! What a fucking maniac. She's clearly not very excited about this surprise, saying, I hope you're joking. I'm at the shopping center. Come over and see me. Oh my god. What a fucking lunatic. I'm always so dumbfounded by people like this, because I really can't understand what they thought the outcome of all this would be. Like, no sane person would think that they'd respond well to something like this. It's been 6 months. You weren't talking. She's not going to be excited to see you. What fantasy played out in his head? Where he'd say, like, come outside, look at the sky. She's a little afraid, but then you tell her that it's you there, and then all of a sudden she can't wait to come see you. She throws her shoes on, takes her top off, and runs at you with titties bouncing, and then jumps right into your arms. Like, what could you possibly think would happen with this? It's just creepy. There is no world where anybody would respond positively to this. So she says again, you're joking. I'm serious. I wanted to see you and give you a hug. So she says, why not ask me? Because you always say no, but I think you need a hug. He clearly knows best. He is the woman whisperer. He knows what she needs more than she knows, and he knows she needs a hug from him. I mean, who wouldn't need a hug from this guy? I bet it's such a warm embrace, so cuddly. And he's so sweet about it, too. He carved some time out of his busy afternoon spent plucking feathers off of live animals before boiling them alive, so that way he could come here unannounced and surprise her with a little bit of his presence after leading her outside, telling her to look at the sky, so he could sneak up on her and give her a big old hug. Oh my goodness. And they say romance is dead. Isn't that crazy? With someone like this out here keeping it alive, chivalry is certainly thriving. If you thought I'd say no, why trick me into coming out? Exactly. Checkmate. I wanted to surprise you. Ooh, he wiggled his way out of there with some smooth talking. A great surprise. Very good stuff. You knew I wouldn't like it, though. Please don't come over here. You would once you see me. Come over, please. No, I don't think she would. I really don't think anybody would, to be honest with you. I think you need to go back to the padded cell. Please stop. I'm kind of scared. I'm coming to knock on the door then and say hi. So now he's really going hog wild here. It's going full-blown criminal. I'm telling you no. Go away. Do not come here. I'm so serious. Leave or I'll call the police. This is where the adventure comes to a close. He says, please say hi, sweetie, with a heart. She says, never contact me again. I'm calling the cops. Apparently what happened is he started banging on the door and shouting her name until her dad went outside and scared him off. So the psychopath not only tried to lure her outside with these little breadcrumbs of, look at the sky, it's crazy out here, there's aliens above us, you gotta go outside and see this right now. He went from that to literally charging her front door, banging on it, shouting her name. So clearly this guy is unhinged. Hopefully he was reported to authorities. I know they don't usually take stalking super seriously, but at least having it logged in there will hopefully help. This girl handled it really well. She wasn't playing ball with any of this guy's tactics here, so hopefully that'll be the last she ever hears from him. That shit is horrifying. But yeah, anyway, that's really about it. Yep. Here's something I haven't done in a long, long time. A text thread. This puppy is something Matt sent me this morning and it's special. It is irresistible. I have to yap about it. A guy had been seeing a girl he matched with on Hinge for 2 weeks. They had only hung out a couple of times, but he wasn't really enjoying her company all that much, and instead of just ghosting her and disappearing, decided to just rip the band-aid off and put in his 2 weeks notice, I'm resigning from this, we had some good times, but, we need to go our separate ways into the sunset here. And all hell broke loose. It was a pretty respectable message. Hey, I'm realizing we're not aligned in ways that matter to me. I'd rather be honest now than keep moving forward when I don't see it working out long term. Very concise, to the point, it's not rude, very simple. And man, that hit like the meteor to the dinosaurs here. Oh, well, okay. I hope you find what you're looking for, I guess. Me thinking I found my person and you don't even feel the same, LMAO. He just says, same to you. Now I'm sad. Block me. All because I want to tell you conspiracies, and I want kids. Now, you know me, I love conspiracies like Garfield loves lasagna, but there comes a point where it's just overwhelming. This individual here, she's not just wanting to tell him conspiracies, she is obsessed with conspiracies. She lives and breathes conspiracies out the wazoo. You're about to see just like a flood of unhinged like lore dumping. She starts trying to give this guy homework on conspiracies. She then gets into anime monologuing territory. It's also been 5 days and people change. Life changes, circumstances change, but war never changes. And you know what else doesn't change? Once you reach a certain age, that is, your height. Isn't that a damn shame? I actually felt something with you, which isn't something that happens often, but you know what you want from your person, I guess. I don't know why I'm reading this like AI. It's first thing in the morning. Now we can actually fight. Thank God. It's about time we can actually fight. Woo! Yeah! What a weird thing to throw in there. That's what I get for liking a lib. I'm upset because what the fuck? Fix your feelings, I don't care. Men and their illusion of options. Yes, you see, there's only one option, and it's her. All roads lead back to this angel. I told you at dinner I like to talk out my ass when it comes to conspiracies. I thought I fell in love with you when I came over, and the entire time you didn't even want me there. That's delusion, and that's okay. God, that's like just scary, the fixation, like how quickly that can happen. I thought I fell in love with you when they've only hung out like a handful of times over the course of 2 weeks. Thank you for your time, LMAO. I am again done dating for a few months. Our week pictures. I can't quite make out what that's supposed to be. It looks like the inside of a dishwasher. I don't know if they shrunk themselves down on Miss Frizzle's school bus or something and took an adventure inside of a dishwasher, but that's what it looks like to me. I'm not really sure, but she sends like some pictures to commemorate the great times they had together. And now I have to take down and restart my hair, because why am I literally doing it pink like you wanted? And I have to kill you on Sims. That's one of those big red flags right there. There's a lot to unpack with just that one line. Now I have to kill you on Sims. That's that psycho shit, like ripping the wings off a butterfly. So, first of all, she made him in Sims, after barely knowing him. Kinda weird. Really odd. I guess she was like planning their lives together through Sims to see if it's something that she, is ready to, get ripping and roaring on. And now that it's gone south, she's going to have to execute and murder him on The Sims. I imagine there will be torture involved too. Just a hunch. Just a hunch. A girl that actually likes you is too much, LMAO. Anyways, I'll see you Saturday. I love that. After all this, it's like, okay, so now that you're done being stupid about this whole, like, we don't align type of thing, I'm going to see you on Saturday. Isn't that right? I will see you Saturday. Don't you forget it. I will see you Saturday. Yes, I killed you on The Sims, but I had to do what I had to do. It doesn't mean I don't want to see you on Saturday. We're still soulmates. We're meant to be together. You know that. I like you. You know that. And you don't have a choice. It's an illusion of options. First day you didn't see me in a row and I got my man taken. Well, man didn't get taken. Man just came to his senses. This is all very concerning stuff. Like, it is what it is. He was upfront with you about it. He didn't ghost you. And, man, I gotta tell you, I think overall this response to it is showing that maybe this just wasn't the right fit. Telling me to keep you just for you to leave. I'm sorry for blowing you up, but I'm just a deeply loyal person. I don't see what we don't agree on. And even then, why do we have to agree on everything? We're human with our own lifestyles and experiences. I'm so sad. While I'm sensitive and bleeding isn't nice, could have waited 2 days when I'm back to being myself. And then she puts a screenshot from another match she had on Hinge, where she's talking about the Mossad and the CIA, which I'm not really sure what that has to do with what's going on here, but she does provide it regardless, I guess, as like some parting ways reading to brush up on, if you want the real. This is why I hate liberal men, because why are you more sensitive than me? Well, I think him sending one message about like, hey, it's not working out, I don't really love us together, and then you having 45 messages over the course of like an hour and a half, it doesn't seem like he's more sensitive at all, actually. That's kind of a weird projection, to be honest. That's a bit of a reach. I'll give you I'll give you 1 day of space. I'll see you tomorrow, caps locked. She's gonna be in like a fucking tree with binoculars looking at him, spying or something. Smiley face. Yeah, I don't care. You're either with me or we're together. Those are your only 2 options. Oh, fuck. About to kidnap him or something. It reminds me of that hat. You're either drinking 14 beers with me or you're drinking 14 beers against me. You're cute, smart, laugh at all my jokes, easy to talk to. I like your hands and your arms and your weird nerdiness. Okay, I have shit to do, but still, count your days. Literally 1, but yeah. Okay, bye. Have a good day. And then she drops some more screenshots here. This one's about Jewish tradition and Jewish banking. So it's becoming a full-blown Twitter thread here. And it goes on for a little while. Then she starts sending these. All of this over the course of 2 minutes, so it's all saved to her phone. And I'm actually so fucking hilarious, and I wanted to cook for you and love you forever, blocking your blessings, and I give immaculate head. Shit, wait a minute. Hold on. We may have been too hasty here. That ought to make him rethink everything. We can now disregard the previous 66 messages that have come through here, and maybe we can at least reevaluate this relationship. That's quite the Hail Mary. And I'm a trust fund kid with VA benefits because both my parents are retired and on 100% disability. Lol, okay, I'm done now. Your loss for sure. What in tarnation? What kind of... What? I don't even know what to say about that section there. Have fun with bitches that don't like you and that aren't funny or pretty or won't want to do anything for you. I was OTP with my best friend. I don't know what OTP stands for. In League of Legends, that's one trick pony, but that doesn't really fit here. But whatever. I was OTP with my best friend, literally telling her how much I liked you when you sent that message. Because what the fuck? But I know we're never gonna see each other again, so it's all good, friend. I hope your date goes well. Actually, I hope she's ugly. And loves the white savior complex. I caught feelings way too fast. My fault for sure. I'm glad you feel safe. That's good. You could have warned me. Literally, if you haven't blocked me, I don't know. I'm gonna keep going until I feel better. I don't need a response or anything. I feel really defeated. But it could really just be me on my period. I was so ready to lock in. Actually, I did. See, this is why you always have multiple men. But I didn't want multiple, I wanted one. I want to be a stay-at-home mom in the woods with a garden and my bakery. But you don't have just one man. You just sent a screenshot like 10 minutes ago of you talking to another guy on Hinged about Mossad. Like, what do you mean? You definitely are talking to multiple men. But I guess this was her favorite. You want to live in the city with no kids and be 50-50 with whomever. So I get that. But the last bitch you were with, you tricked for, and I didn't even want that. What does that mean, you tricked for? I'm not familiar. Like, what do you do? Hit it like a kickflip or something to impress her? I'm not positive. But, like, even she's confirming that they want, like, different things. Like, it should be, like, a really amicable split here. And I'm calling it a split, but they're not dating. They hardly know each other. They're just, like, a step above strangers. Didn't even give you anything. Or maybe you lied. I wanted a partnership. And you want... I don't even know, actually. It's okay. I'm too pretty to be doing this. Have a good day. Especially when we have everything in common. Do you have any friends that like Mario and being in love? Mario's like one of the most well-known property of all time. I bet he has tons of friends that like Mario. And as far as being in love goes, it's like a basic human desire that 99% of the world also feels and wants. So yeah, I would say... I don't know this guy, but I would say with high confidence he probably has a lot of friends that like Mario and being in love. Just a hunch. And like obsessive conspiracy theorists. Yeah, see, like conspiracy theory and yapping about it's like really entertaining and enjoyable, but when it becomes a full-blown obsession where it's like all you think about and all you talk about, it's no longer fun anymore. So like that's not a good thing. That's a negative. I do need a response, actually. You haven't blocked me. Why are you letting me still text you? Close the door and move forward with someone mediocre. That's more your speed. I'm just gonna say you have a shrimp dick and move on. I feel better now. Well, that's good. I'm happy to hear that. I'm glad they were both able to reach a point where they feel better about all of this. And then she comes back a few hours later. Hey, I just wanted to apologize. I'm not used to meeting good men, so I thought it was too good to be true, so I tried to scare you off. I realize I messed up, and if it's okay with you, I want another chance, even if we're just cool for now. If not, it's okay too. You're an amazing man, honestly. I know that's quite a cliffhanger to be left on, but according to the guy who posted this, he did end up blocking her after that apology. So it's seeming like they're not going to be seeing too much of each other anymore. Probably for the best, they don't seem super compatible. I am sure she will find someone that she can spit conspiracy theories back and forth on. Now is the perfect day and age for that. She could probably find 10,000 men through Twitter right now that would absolutely love her. This just wasn't, the right choice here. They weren't meant for each other, and that's okay. I don't think you need over 100 messages when A, you don't even know the person very well, you've only seen them like a couple of times, and B, it's just not that deep. Like, it's seriously just not that deep. Anyway, though, that's really about it. See ya.